Hey, it's Ronnie. I had to do a little fine-tuning on my Dorman choke kit on the 1974 to 1982 YF carburetor, the one barrel, and I'm going to show you some tricks real quick. Every old carburetor, any carburetor that was carbureted, has a vent tube right here. Okay, this old pickup goes off-roading, like, not just off-roading, it goes up dam faces and stuff to test, and I see what I can break and then what I gotta fix. This is it's just a toy, but it's solid as hell because I know how to fix them. I've worked on things from 1976 on up, rebuilt engines, everything. This is a 400 horsepower 306. That's a Chinesium carburetor that had a heat tube that went down in the 70s down to the exhaust to heat your choke, and then when it got warm air to it, it's all bypassed. I got a cable, see? It wasn't quite adjusted right, I got that. But what's this for? Right here is a vent tube. On any carburetor has a vent tube, okay? And it really don't matter to anybody until this is a four-wheel drive I bought for $400. You know, it's a toy. It was on the road dead, and it sat in a lot, and I bought it for $400 from the guy a few years ago, and it was a nightmare mess. He only had it the day he had it. He supposedly blew it up. It was just a timing gear stripped off. Long story short, short story long. Bent frame. Check it out. See the gap here? See the gap over there? Bent frame, that's why I bought it, but it tracks straight as hell. It just sits cockeyed on the rear end. $400. And I got it running for like $100 because I don't have to pay a mechanic. I'm the mechanic. Okay, now I'm going to show you what the deal was. Where did I put that tube? Uh-oh, I'm already getting ahead of myself. Here. There's a vent tube right there. You see that? That's a vent tube on every carburetor, 4-barrel, whatever, they got one. And the vent tube goes right into the carburetor. So what happens when this carburetor has a float like your toilet bowl inside, and you angle it, not just, oh, I'm off-roading it, 40 degrees or boo-boo rock crawling in the old stuff with carburetors. I take this vehicle and it goes to an angle like this. All this is where the fuel is, full of gas. It's not fuel injected. There's raw gas being pumped in here and pumped down this hole through an accelerator pump and things right there. That's the vent tube. You get it on an angle that steep, Volkswagens, everything. Oh, I used to do a lot of air-cooled Volkswagen Bajas. You get this carburetor that's made to run flat, or any carburetor, and you put it at an angle like this, like crawling up the backside of a countryside dam, a pond dam around here where you're going up like this to see if you can make it, almost stand all the fuel out of this bowl will run out of that vent tube, and it goes, I got the choke shut right now, it will go right down the carburetor and flood it out like a big dog. Here's a secret you do. Take a piece of freaking tubing, rubber, whatever, that's hopefully impervious to gasoline, and you extend it. You take a piece of hose. Oh, that's the right end. I'm trying to do this all one-handed. Come on. Okay, there you go. Here we go. I got it. Come on. Yeah, you gotta make it tight so it don't leak fuel. But now, there's that vent tube, okay? And I heated it with a lighter when I formed it, because now if I put this air cleaner on, okay, here's the hole where the carburetor sits, and now I got that big tube sticking up. If I put this pickup at an angle like this, straight up and down, almost 90 degrees, like 85 degrees, on the circular 360 degree scale, there's a name for it. Google it, you'll find it. Where's this gas gonna go? when this carburetor and this whole pickup sitting up like this, straight up and down almost, the fuel, if it does run out of this bowl, it's not going to pour right down into where it's trying to keep the engine running. It will end up over here, past the carburetor, which any fuel does run out. And I got an electric fuel pump. It'll pump fuel all day. It's not going to run out of fuel. It's electric. It keeps 5 pounds constant. It will run down into this air cleaner and evaporate in like a couple minutes, and you're not going to catch a fire or nothing unless you got a misfire and you're an idiot, don't know how to tune it. Yeah, Volkswagen and stuff were awesome, the air-cooled ones. Baja, because you go ripping and you get them straight up and down. I used to build a lot of those too. But that tube goes here, and then when I put the air cleaner on, that tube, if I get it at a big steep angle, believe me, I've had it happen on the old carburetor, and this one would do the same thing. You get an angle like this, it's going to pour gas, raw gas right down. Not even jetted, just going to dump raw gas, and you're going to choke your motor off, and you're going to be at an angle like this, choked off, and you ain't going to be able to get it started. And if you can coast back down and sit and wait about 4 free snowflakes, 4 hours for it to evaporate. If it's warm out, then you can restart your engine. You take a piece of extension tube, so whatever fuel does run out, when you're at an angle like that, drop it. It'll run into your air filter. It'll evaporate because air is being sucked in. It'll evaporate it pretty quickly. Make sure your heater choke works and stuff. Now here's the other trick I gotta show you. See this blue here? These older ones, older engines, V8s, anything that have the cork gaskets on the valve covers. You can buy. Oh, shut up! All the damn wild geese are flying over now and they want to get in my video. Go be a star. So go to Canada and then be a star. Cork gasket with a metal centerpiece. They call it a metal cork. Whatever brand you want, it don't matter. They're going to leak in a year and a half. All right? They're going to leak. So when you got to change a valve cover gasket, you take the new gasket before you ever replace it. You see how it's blue? Cork's not blue, it's brown and, black speckled. And here's what I did. Here's what you do. 2.5 years now, not a freaking leak, and I haven't power washed this engine in 3 years. So, Ultra Blue, otherwise known as Loctite, I believe 587, or this is Permatex Ultra Blue, not the shiny stuff. Anything that shines silicone is junk. All right,